Hi guys, it's Martie here from letsbuildwp.com, and in this video we're going to be taking an in-depth look at the WordPress dashboard and what we can expect to be working with when we first install WordPress. But there's a little bit of a difference today. It's going to be my friend Bjorn from WP Learning Lab who's going to be teaching you. He's done a great job with this video, and if this is your first time hearing of Bjorn or WP Learning Lab, I'd highly recommend visiting and subscribing to his channel. It's a very similar channel to mine, where Bjorn is constantly publishing great content, and I think you're going to love it. I'll leave a link to his channel in the description below for you guys to check out after the video. But without making you wait any longer, I'm going to pass this video over to him.
Thanks, Marty, and thank you for the opportunity to create this video for your channel. I really appreciate it. And for all you guys watching, this is a WordPress dashboard overview for beginners. I'm going to go through all the things you need to know to use the WordPress dashboard and use it well. And there's no technical stuff, really, not really. Some things that might be technical, but they're not that advanced, so you should be able to handle it no problem. And it's just good stuff for beginners to get you rocking and rolling on the website of your dreams. And that's what we're doing today. And we're going to get started right now. Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. It's Bjorn from WP Learning Lab, which is another channel here on YouTube. And if you like WordPress tips and tricks and getting better at it, make sure you subscribe to Marty's channel by clicking the subscribe button, then the bell notification icon so you don't miss any of his videos because they're top notch. And with that out of the way, let's get into the screen capture. When you log into the WordPress dashboard, you're going to see something similar to what I have here. I have a lot of stuff going on. I have a lot of plugins installed, which you're going to install over time as well. Some of the ones you're not going to have when you first log into your site probably are WooCommerce and SEO Yoast. WooCommerce is used to create an e-commerce store to sell stuff through your website. SEO Yoast is to help your posts and your content rank better in search engines. Some of the things you will have, one more word fence down here is for security. Some of the things you will see when you first log in is at a glance, activity, this one right here, quick draft, and those will likely have very little information if this is your first time logging in. And you can choose what appears on this dashboard page and what not by clicking on screen options up here. You can just check the box beside the things that you want to appear. Now, Elementor overview, word fence, SEO Yoast, WooCommerce, those won't be there when you click on screen options unless you have those plugins installed. We'll get to plugins in just a minute, but it's the plugins themselves that add these options and these panels on your interface. So you may not see exactly the same options here because we're going to have different plugins installed on our sites. So this is our dashboard. This is where we come when we first log in. And some important things to consider or important things to notice when you log in are the things in orange circles. So this is the Yoast. The SEO Yoast plugin has 3 notifications in a little orange circle. There are 2 updates that appear in an orange circle. There are 13 comments that appear in an orange circle. And those things in the orange circle are tasks that need to be addressed. Do you really have to address them? Not really. The comments and the SEO stuff, it's up to you. The updates are very important for security. So you always want to make sure you address updates. And if you click on this updates link right here, it'll take you to a page where it shows you what the updates are. So here it says we have a new version of WordPress available. Then click this button, update now. This plugin has an update. I can click on update plugins and then it'll update the Elementor plugin. These themes have updates. And you click on update themes, and if you're able to remotely update them, you can update them here. To find the plugins, let's go there next. Plugins extend functionality of your WordPress site, and there's a menu option called plugins. If you just click on there, it'll show you all the installed plugins on your site. And if your installation is brand new, you're going to have 2 plugins in here. One's called Akismet, one's called Hello Dolly. And other plugins you can add by either buying them from a third party like ThemeForest, or just by clicking on Add New, and you can search for plugins in here. You're going to be, when you come here, you'll probably have the Featured tab open. I have a special plugin for development, so I'm on the beta testing tab, which you probably won't see. But in the Featured tab, you're going to see all the most popular featured plugins that are available for WordPress in the list here. And there's a popular tab, recommended tab, favorites tab, and also you can search plugins up here. And pretty much anything you want to do with your WordPress site, there's a really good chance there's a plugin that exists for it. But you also don't want to go crazy installing plugins, because the more plugins you have, the more vulnerabilities your site may potentially have, and the slower it may run. So only get the plugins that you really need, and you're more than welcome to just install them and try them and then delete them. But you really don't want to overload your site with plugins. And also, before you install a plugin, you want to make sure that you back up your site, because sometimes plugins can break things. There's a failsafe in WordPress, so as the plugin's being installed, WordPress continually checks whether something breaks, and if something does break, it'll stop the plugin from installing. But sometimes things fall through the cracks and a plugin can still be installed and still cause problems. So it's best to back up your site. So those are our plugins. Next thing you want to probably look at is themes. So if we go to Appearance and then click on Themes, we have all the installed themes on your site. This is a brand new site. Again, you're going to probably see 2011, 2015, 2017, 2014, 2016, 2018, and those are the WordPress built themes that come with WordPress, and they're installed right when you install the site. You can get new themes by simply clicking on Add New, and in the Featured tab, we have all the featured themes. And there's the Popular tab, Latest, Favorites, and you can also use the Feature filter, where if you know you want an e-commerce site, you can just click on E-commerce, and maybe you know that you want to have a custom logo available and you want to have a right sidebar. If you click on Apply Filters, it's now going to show us themes that the developer has tagged as having those three things. And here's all the themes that have those three things. And they also have other features as well, but they definitely have those three that you selected. And if you want to search for themes, you can also use this search bar up here. Now, once you've found a theme that you want, all you have to do is click on Install, and then it will be installed, and then it's going to show up in your theme list, which is this list here, all the themes on your site. And the main theme is always in the top left with the dark gray bar at the bottom. And the light gray barred themes with the Activate button, those are ones you can then activate. Or you can click on Live Preview to see how that theme will look when it's activated before you actually activate it. And then you can decide whether that theme is actually the look you want before you actually do the activation. And then once you have a theme you like, and say there's some things you want to change and tweak, you can head into the Customizer right here. So click on Customize. We have in the Customizer your page, how it loads on the right-hand side, and then a bunch of options you can tweak on the left. So you just click into any one of these, and it has varying numbers of options depending on your theme. All themes are a little bit different, but you can make a lot of changes and a lot of updates just in this customizer without needing any code whatsoever. And it shows a live preview in this right-hand panel as you're making changes on the left. If we back out of this customizer again to see some more of the admin dashboard, and we scroll back down to the appearance menu, we have two more important things in here. One is widgets and another one is menu. So let's head into the widgets first. And this is where if we have a theme with a sidebar, we can add things to the sidebar of the theme. We have available widgets on the left. So these are all the widgets we have available. And down below we have inactive widgets. These are ones we've used in the past and we have set them up. We can drag them into inactive widgets, and then the settings are saved to be used later. To add a new widget to your sidebar, you have the sidebar up here or a different area. So this theme has a sidebar and 1, 2, 3, 4 footer areas and a custom sidebar area. And to add widgets to it, all you have to do is drag and drop. So you click and then drag and drop. So click on any one of these available widgets and then drag and drop it into the position that you want. Its options will open. This one only has active filters title, and that's it for this one. There's not a lot of options for that one, but if you have, say, recent posts, we can have a title for recent posts, how many to show, whether we want to include the date. We have a calendar widget here. This has one title option. Let's find a better one. Let's try this one, Elementor recent posts. Same as the other recent posts, but we can show an excerpt as well, which is an excerpt. It's just part of the text of the post that will show in the sidebar. So depending which widget you use, there's going to be a bunch of settings involved, and the settings are pretty well described, just like they are here. You can read them and you know what they are. If you're not sure and you're just developing your site, you can't break a whole lot and there's really no traffic there. So you can just go ahead and make some changes in here and just click on Save and then see how that looks on the front end. And then if you don't like it, you either change it back to what it was, click on Save, or just click on Delete right here, and that will remove the widget from the sidebar. I'm going to remove this product filters as well. And then we're going to head into menus. One of the most important things on a website is a menu system. And that's basically the navigation menu across the top and the footer navigation at the very bottom of the page. And under appearance and menus, this is the page we go to. On the left-hand side here, it shows us which pages are available. So it has the most recently created pages. You can view all the pages and you can search for pages. And then there's additional pages depending on which plugins you have installed or which theme you're running. You may have other pages available here. And if you found one you like, you just check the box, click on Add to Menu, and it adds it to the menu. Then you can click, drag and drop it to rearrange it. And if you have an indent like this, that means if someone hovers over home, then the happy form menu item will appear down below as a flyout menu. So it's not shown all the time, only when you hover over home. And then once you're happy with your menu, you can click on Save Menu. Up here in this dropdown, you choose where menu should appear. Each theme, if it's a well-developed theme, has defined locations where menus will appear, and they're quite well described. So main menu is the primary menu. You can probably guess that's the one at the very top. And there is a footer menu, or would be called footer menu if there's one at the bottom. Sometimes there's a sidebar menu. There's various menus, and again, for that, you can test it as well. So if you make a menu, save it to a certain position, and then go see where it appears in the front end. And if you don't like it, come back and change it. And inside each one of these menu items, there are options. You click on this little arrow that opens the options, and you can have the menu link appear in a new tab, and give it a CSS class. And CSS is used to add design features to the site. CSS is how a site looks. And so if you add a CSS class, that means you can specifically target this link to make it look different from the others. And that's the options you have by default. There are plugins you can get that add a lot more options to the menus, but these are the ones we have here. I'm going to click on Remove to take that menu item back off. And we can check this box if we want to automatically add all new top level pages to the menu. This is very rarely in use. I've never actually seen a website that uses this option. Maybe there is one. Who knows? I haven't seen it. And here you can also choose the primary display location, the display location as primary menu, secondary menu, or footer menu. And again, each theme is different, so I can't really show you on this theme and have that representative of how to be on your theme. The best thing is just check the box, save, go to the front end, see how it looks. If you don't like it, come back and change it. It's not a big deal. These things are easily changed and put back to how they were. So once you have your plugins and your theme and your widgets and your menu under control, you probably want to start posting some content. And there's two places to post content. One is pages and one is posts. When I first started with WordPress, I was very confused as to what the difference was because they both end up being a page on the site. So what's the difference between a page and a post? Basically, a page is something that's static. So if you have a business, if you have a My Services page and an About Us page and a Contact Us page, those would be pages because they don't really change a lot. And having you don't need to categorize them. You don't need to give them tags because you only have a set number of pages. You don't have thousands of pages on most websites. What you may have thousands of is posts, and posts are more regular updates like blog posts. And even on the front end, they're displayed a little bit differently because posts have a date associated with them, and you can add them to categories. You can give them tags, which is basically just ways for your visitors to be able to filter posts and see posts of specific topics more easily. Pages do not have categories and tags out of the box, so you don't use them for that. You use them just as one-off pages. You might have 10 or 20 pages on a website. Most websites don't have more than that. Most have a lot of posts, at least these days. Back in the day before blogs, websites had mostly pages, but now that we have blogs, websites have mostly posts and a smaller set of pages. Now that I've told you all about posts and pages, let's see how we make one. So if we go to posts, and click on all posts. Posts and pages look pretty much the same. So if I show you one, it's pretty much how the other one looks. And posts are the most involved because they have categories and tags. So we'll look at that one. And then we won't look at pages because it's pretty much the same thing. So by clicking on posts or all posts, we have a list of all our posts on the website. You can hover over any one of these to edit them. to quick edit, which is inline editor. So if we click on this, it has an editor that appears right here to edit some basics. You can delete it, you can preview it, and there might be some other options like edit with Elementor if you have certain plugins installed. If you want to make a new post, just click on Add New. At the very top, we can enter a title. So I'm just going to call this New Post. And then I'm going to click on Save Draft. WordPress does auto-save as it goes, but it's always good to just go ahead and save it whenever you think of it, just because you don't want to lose your work. And now that it's saved, we have a permalink appear here. Yours may look different than this. Mine just takes the title and makes it all lowercase and adds dashes where spaces are. You can edit the permalink by clicking on Edit, and you can put whatever legal characters are allowed for URLs. Usually you want to stick with numbers, letters, and dashes. You don't want to put other stuff in there usually. But I'll show you where to adjust the permalinks and how they display by default. And once you have the title in there, you click down here and you can start writing your content. We have a visual editor, which allows you to do things more visually, more like a word processor, and a text editor down here. And in WordPress 5, which is supposed to drop this year, there's going to be a page builder built right into WordPress as well. So we'll see how that goes. But for now, we have the visual editor and the text editor. And you can start typing text in there, and that will be the text of your post. When you click Save Draft is not visible on the front end, but when you click Publish, it will be visible. And you have a bunch of options up here to publish as what status. You can change it. So if you do publish it, you can actually put it back to draft if you want to. You can make it visible to the public or not. You can have it password protected. You can make it private, which means only you can see it, or the only admins on the site can see it. You can publish immediately or in the future. So if we choose June, these buttons change from publish to schedule for, and this button changed from publish to schedule. So it's scheduled in the future. Some themes allow you to have a format. So if you're making a video post, you can choose the video format, and that just changes how it displays on the front end a little bit. That's not a major change by any means. Something you may want to consider is adding an excerpt, which appears in certain areas on your website. Depending on your theme, again, some themes don't use excerpts, some do. You can choose a category. Maybe your post is about airplanes, or maybe you want to make a new category because your post is about jellyfish. Just type a new category in here, click on Add New Category. Then we have jellyfish as our category. And you can add tags, which is just another way to organize things. Tags are a little more fluid than categories are, and you can just add a tag by just typing something in. It'll search. It's searching right now to see if this tag already exists. If not, you click on Add, and then this tag will be shown on the post. And if someone clicks on the tag on the post, all the posts with the same tag will be displayed for them, which is pretty handy. Featured image. This is an image that you can add to the post that shows up in the blog roll, which is the list of all the posts. It usually shows up on the post itself. And you just pick any image that you want from your media library if you have images in here already, or you can click on Upload Files, and you can pick files from your computer and upload them, and then just choose them, then click on Set Featured Image, and then that becomes the featured image. Always want to make sure you click on Save Draft or Publish or Schedule or Update if it's already published to make sure you save your work. So that's all I'm going to cover for the posts. There is more going on here, as you saw, like the SEO Yoast box in here. You may not even have SEO Yoast, so you might not even need this box, but if you do want to rank in search engines, I recommend you get SEO Yoast. This tutorial isn't really about the nitty-gritty on how to use WordPress and the dashboard. It's just about all the stuff in the dashboard. So you can find the nitty-gritty in other tutorials. This is just like a quick overview for people who are just getting started. And once you start publishing, actually first we're going to check out the permalinks, then we'll check out the comments section. So if we head down to Settings and then click on Permalinks, I got that notification there because I didn't save my work. So there is a fail-safe. If you didn't save your work and WordPress notices it, it gives you the opportunity to save it. And here we can choose our permalink structure. By default, you're set to plain. Every new WordPress install is set to plain, and this is not good for SEO because it just has P equals and a number. And P stands for page in WordPress link parameters, and the number is the page ID. and that's just the page that's displayed on that URL. And the search engine doesn't glean any information from that. It doesn't help you rank in a search. The best permalink structure for a search engine is just post name. If you have a super busy site, maybe it's a news site where you're constantly publishing stuff and stuff gets old, as in news gets old, you might want to have a month in the name like this. But that's only if you're like the New York Times type or Wall Street Journal or something where you just publish loads and loads of content. And even then, it's a judgment call, because for SEO, the closer your post title is to the front of the URL, the better. And hopefully your post title is keyword optimized. But either way, post name is probably what you want to use. And then you just click on post name, and then you come to the bottom, click on save changes. And then all new posts that you publish will have that new post name. If you already have posts published on your site with a different URL structure, you're going to want to change those to the new structure because it's more SEO friendly. And you're going to have to 301 redirect all the old posts to the new ones, so you don't lose your traffic or your search ranking for those posts. So the last thing we're going to look at is just comments. So as you start publishing stuff, you're going to get visitors, you're going to get people coming to your site and wanting to talk to you, and they're going to leave comments. And right now there's 13 comments on this site. This is just my demo site, so there's a really good chance these are all spam comments, which you get a lot of. Spam bots come and here they want to rank the website. And this one says we've got high quality content. This is great. All these great spam comments. And spam comments look a lot like regular comments. They have someone's name, in this case a fake person, a URL to their website, an email, and an IP address. And here is the actual comment, and you can approve it, you can reply to it, you can quick edit, you can edit it, you can spam it, you can delete it. And here it shows which post it's on, and you can view the post, and here it shows how many in the bubble, how many live comments are on that post. So right now there's 1 comment approved on that post, and there's 9 waiting to be approved in this little bubble here. And they will submit it on this time and this day. And you can go in, you can edit all this information as you see fit. Maybe you don't want them adding their URL, so you can just go in and delete the URL in here, or you can fix spelling mistakes or take out this link. Or it's your website. It's not a democracy. It's your website. If you have specific rules for how you want comments to be, and if somebody violates those rules, you're allowed to make edits to that. Just write it down somewhere. Write down your commenting rules somewhere, maybe in your privacy policy or your terms of use page, and you can change them. You just don't want to change the message completely, but fixing spelling mistakes and taking out links to places where you don't want to link to, there's nothing really wrong with that. And that is a quick crash course of the WordPress dashboard. And I just want to say thanks to Marty for having me on his channel. And now back to you, Marty.
That was awesome, Bjorn, and you're welcome back anytime. So there you have it, guys. That was a comprehensive overview of the WordPress dashboard. I hope you found this video helpful, and if you did, please give it a like to show some support to Bjorn for his first video here on the channel, and feel free to leave a comment below telling him you liked it. Then finally, if you want to keep learning more from either of us, there should be links to 2 different playlists on screen now. One from WP Learning Lab, where Bjorn shows us how we can set up his favorite plugins on our site. Then the second playlist is from this channel, where I go over some of the main basics of WordPress that we should probably know when just getting started. Once again, my name's Martie from letsbuildwp.com, and thank you very much for watching my video.